What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. At Amazon Kindle Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. This video though is entitled Combining Personality with Performance. You know, people talk about having swagger, confidence, basically personality, sense of humor, wit, intelligence, good communication skills, right? Interpersonal communication. Well, in this case, not necessarily interpersonal. But the thing about that is a certain je ne sais quoi. But people are trying to combine swagger with substance or performance, efficiency, being able to get the job done. And there's this duality with it that some people have a lot of personality, and you like people because of their personality, and they're charming, right? Or they're just likable people, and that usually draws people in, and you can get away with a lot more with personality if you have more personality than another person. But performance is a different animal because people can put up with your personality, but at some point it's going to be black and white, and we want to know what you can do, right? So you got to combine the two. So if you have a big personality and you're charming and people like you, now you have to learn to put in the work that people who don't have big personalities put in so they can get noticed, because a personality gets you noticed and notoriety more than performance per se, because performance is building a resume. You have to have performance over a period of time for people to get noticed. See, personality, that just shows up, live and living color, and everybody's like, that's dope. I like that. I like them. So, that's just something some people have and some people don't. That's just the thing about it. Now, for the people who are good at performing, probably, hone whatever craft they have or whatever, and they're consistent, they're diligent, they're disciplined. They're trying to figure out a way to get a personality. Like, how can I say this? Kind of like, if y'all sports fans, Dennis Rodman, right? Hard-working guy. The haircuts became his personality. From a shy guy to a guy who he slowly but surely became over the top over time, because he wasn't the biggest personality on the Bad Boy Pistons. If you think about it, right? Terrell Owens, coming up under Jerry Rice, learning how to work hard, perform. Wasn't supposed to be the man. J.J. Stokes was supposed to be the man. And then over time, became more of a personality. Personally, in my opinion, it's better to be a person who performs and learns to get a personality over a person who's a big personality and tries to perform. Because what normally happens is, though your personality is likable, what winds up happening is for a lot of people, it cripples them, because now people want to shut up your personality. Kind of like last year basketball with LeVar Ball, and everybody wanted to shut down Lonzo because they didn't like his dad's personality, right? So they did their best to stifle his performance, which could have broken him, but seemed to be doing good to me. So I got to salute him. Salute to him. The thing about it is this, though. How you combine the two is you step out of your comfort zone, both on the two. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're a big personality, you have to step out of your comfort zone and work in the dark when nobody's looking, when there is no praise, when there is nobody clapping and cheering you on, when the people who like you don't see it. You got to hone your skills without a crowd, without fanfare, with you being the only one that's patting you on the back, right? And you're gonna have to put in, the hours that you have to put in hours like you didn't have personality. So that's stepping outside of your comfort zone for some people, for some, maybe most, whatever. But same thing for the people who perform. You're gonna start having to step out of your comfort zone. And what you wind up doing is you're going to have to do things that actually bring more attention to yourself. And you might have to, step out there slowly, get your feet wet. Maybe it might be a new color or a new style or something a little bit more bright. You might stick to regular, patterns and stuff. And then you might slowly become more eccentric, right? That's how you do that. Because at some point you're going to combine the two for growth. This is why you see people who are, how can I say this, big personalities, but then they talk about their work ethic. Like people have been talking about A.B., Antonio Brown. Now he's a huge personality, right? But what do they say? His workouts are legendary. Because he has a massive work ethic, because he's built on performance. And I think he's spazzing out because he's not performing like he wants to because he works so hard. But wide receiver is a diva position. It is what it is. But also I'm going to say this. This is the second time Big Ben, got into it with receivers. Because remember, Plexico, Santonio, and this second set, not... Come on now. Just saying. Le'Veon, same thing, right? Now, what's going to wind up happening is this. Sometimes, if you're a big personality and you might like performance, because when everybody gravitates towards you, you might like the silence and the solitude of just putting in hard work while nobody's looking. You might like the fan, being able to fall into the background because, you've had the attention on you. That's a possibility. The other possibility is the flip side of that. If you're accustomed to performance, you might like the attention and then you might, feed off of that. And that can go good and that can go bad. It can go good because in some ways now you can operate with a crowd or without one, either way. Or it can go bad because, you could be the type to fade the black but you want to come back, but you kind of like, nah, not really. You on the fence. Or you're the type that you just go too far. And now you're becoming one of those people who are like attention whores. Like now you're just doing things to stay relevant because, you like shock and awe. So you got to learn how to combine them. Like, it's difficult to cut everything on and off in life. That's just one of those things where you can't really predict it because ultimately, you're going to have to care about what people think about you. And that's another thing about, combining the two. You're going to have to be open to what people think about you and what they perceive you as. You're going to have to be open to how you want them to see you, And some people care, some people don't. Like, when some people have a big personality, and people just like it, they don't really care how people see them because they're accustomed to people liking them. If you don't have a big personality or your personality puts people off and is big, you may, if you really just don't give a, you may care. Like, I don't want to be seen as this. But if you're not accustomed to attention, you know, it might put you in a space where you're like, you know what? This is why I like playing the background. I don't want to hear what I need to be. You know, I just want to do my thing and not be seen. But for personal development, ultimately you have to learn how to combine the two, because in some capacity you're going to have to get you're going to be in the spotlight at some point. And this is the thing about it. The spotlight doesn't last forever, so you don't have to be on forever. You know, but you're gonna want to know that you can shine under the spotlight when the opportunity presents itself. So that's why you got to combine the two. But say this and be done. You have to prepare for the spotlight. See, a lot of times that's what performance people sometimes can do better than people with personalities, because they're prepared. You know, people with personalities sometimes wing it because they have big personalities. They don't really put in the effort. So ultimately you have to prepare for the spotlight. And because to stay in the spotlight, you're going to have to perform. You know, you just can't be a personality, because personalities get old. Personalities become stereotypes and personas, and not really a skill. You know, not really showing that you're good at anything. So you got to combine the two. So I'm going to be done with this one. My head banging, whatever. We out.